Systems are online. Welcome back, Jet.
Dark waters.
What's good, everybody? I hope you're all warm. We're on our our 5th snow day? You know the vibes. Don't believe everything you hear or see on this video. It's strictly for entertainment purposes only. For context, do your own research on everything. Now let's dive straight in. School is closed today due to bad weather. Meanwhile, my bus driver in the 1990s hit it! I know you guys remember it. Those were the good days, back when they had to go to the Weather Channel and you saw those little school closings for each county, and you just sitting there waiting for your county. Then as soon as it say it, snow day.
When you react, they take your life. You drop two tablets of Alka-Seltzer in water and it bubbles. There's a reaction. The gas is given off. When you get upset, people walk away with your psychic energy. They literally devour you. And not only that, they put a little bit of their wicked nature into you. And then you turn around and take it out on somebody else. That's how it goes down the pecking order. You become like the person you hate.
So give our viewers,
and you start to hurt your own children.
Right now, an idea of how to fight that.
Hold it. You hurt your own children. A lot of the problems, for instance, the government taxes you to death, and it makes your life miserable, and you have no way to fight it, and you get very resentful. The nature of the wickedness in the higher powers, in school, in church, everywhere, when you can't fight what you see.
So what does a person do?
It gets inside you, and it
But
builds.
we get upset about lots of things, Roy.
Don't excuse it.
I'm not excusing it, but we do get upset.
Being upset is normal?
Huh?
And if I upset you,
I am saying that a human being has a variety of emotions.
What are those emotions
Some are very
you can't
good.
afford?
What?
You cannot afford.
You can afford it if you can deal with it properly.
You cannot.
Can you?
Once you have lost control, being upset carries with it judgment. Resentment carries with it judgment. The purpose of look, a bullfighter, a matador, gets strong because he doesn't give in to the bull. He gets stronger than the bull and he walks away gracious. But if he reacts to the bull will kill him. There are spiritual forces in this society, people invested in people, that are trying to make you just like them. They're trying to change you. The body snatchers are trying to get inside you and alter your identity to serve the whole system. The whole system is dying. This is an Orwellian nightmare that's happening to America. It cannot be explained by psychodynamics or electrochemical thinking. It is evil that we're dealing with, and the sooner people will recognize the truth of evil, there are two truths. The truth about error and the truth of good.
Give them the first step to helping themselves.
You must learn to meditate and be objective to yourself, so that the bad can't get in and the good can come through. It's like a force field you put around yourself. And the second thing is you must never doubt what you know is right in your heart. And the next thing is you never let people upset you. You have to stand there and never flinch, no matter what people do to you, and you will destroy evil.
Roy?
I feel like they were laughing at him, but he was trying to tell them the truth. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
You are surrounded by clone hybrid people. Look, some people are programs, which you call clones or NPCs, and some are souls. Many are a mix of both. That's a crypto clone. Heterozygous people. Programs are Rh negative. Souls are Rh positive. Rh positive is dominant. Rh negative is recessive. Rh negative is not a different gene. A gene has been deleted. Heterozygous people show up as Rh positive when tested. Rh negatives are programs that are anchored to the matrix itself. Rh positives can move on to other levels. Rh negatives are designed to be like teachers. They stay, the students move on. All this crossbreeding between souls and programs has created a transplant rejection effect collectively. Negatives are more so physical beings having a spiritual experience. Positives are spiritual beings having a physical experience. Forced crossbreeding has domesticated many aboriginals. Rh negatives are infinite beings. Rh positives are eternal. Big difference. The recessive is associated with pheomelanin. The dominant is associated with eumelanin. Pheomelanin is sulfur-based. It is phototoxic, which means light destroys it. The first soul and program chimeras were created by somebody that wanted to create without the creator, a bypass. The crossbreeding has made billions of us vulnerable to possession. Open vehicles for agents, angels, the Agent Smith concept. Gene splicing with the CRISPR technology is currently possible.
Damn, this is deep. Is that how demons get in so quick?
Yet supposedly illegal. This technology is not new. It has been around for hundreds of years. You are surrounded by clone hybrid people. Look.
Damn, okay, I hear you tell lore. That was interesting. The first time I heard someone talk about the first chimeras. That was interesting.
So we've been hearing the US military really busted out the 9000 during their raid on Venezuela. Straight up alien technology revealed in a chilling audio by a witness. Powerful superweapons used to capture their president, Nicolas Maduro. All while blasting Chief Keef and catching the prez wearing Nike tech fleece. I really wonder what foreign policy that is. Okay, the Chief Keef part might be a stretch, but that witness who told the world what he saw was a Venezuelan guard, and actually a very close contact with Maduro himself. And as you may have already heard everywhere at this point, the technology they used for this operation is straight up science fiction. So I dug deep into the trenches of the DoD and found out exactly what weapons they used. The leaked audio of Maduro's security revealed the disturbing first-hand account of America's raid on Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro. Since the US determined the Venezuelan people needed some good old liberation from their falsely elected communist leader, who also happens to have the largest oil reserve in the world. But no, shut up, don't look at that. That's obviously completely irrelevant. So America sends in Delta Force, the US Army's world-class elite tier special task unit, to extract their El Presidente and lock him up, which they did in record time, with reports claiming the entire ground extraction within Maduro's compound only taking a little over 6 minutes. And Maduro himself allegedly didn't even know they were there to get him until just 3 minutes before they took him away. This was some peak era Black Ops shit. The witness's audio tells us exactly how they did it, and mind you, this is from a high-profile security guard very loyal to Maduro.
If they want you, they'll come get you. Unless you're Jason Bourne.
Last thing he'd ever want to do is make up some fairy tale glamorizing the US military. So the night it happened, the Venezuelan army didn't hear a peep when all of a sudden all their radar systems mysteriously went down, and hundreds of drones came out of nowhere, after which 8 helicopters appeared, and from them only 20 soldiers came down who were, quote, technologically very advanced and didn't look like anything we've ever fought against before. The American troops were outnumbered 5-1, yet the firefight was an absolute massacre. The Venezuelan military didn't stand a chance as these 20 Delta Force soldiers came up on them like they had aimbot installed, firing.
Lord, this is on some Call of Duty, what's that game called? Battlefield type stuff. You know, where do you think the games get it from? I'm sure weapon designers are looking at them games like, oh, that's a good idea. You did what? Oh, okay, let's try that out.
With such insane precision and speed, like they were shooting at least 300 rounds a minute. Then at one point, they launched what the witness calls a very intense sound wave, feeling like his head was exploding from the inside. All of their...
Didn't we talk about this the other day? What was it called? Voice to skull technology, anyone?
Venezuelan noses started. They were vomiting and falling to the ground and were too dizzy to even get back up, incurring hundreds of while the 20 American soldiers remained completely untouched, using weapons that didn't seem human, which seems to have sent a message across South and Central American governments and cartels to not with Team America. Whatever they used are being called secret mystery wonder weapons, but we kind of already know exactly what they are, as Department of Defense tech leaders have publicly showcased the mind-blowing capabilities the military has. And mind you, this is what they were comfortable publicly revealing, meaning what they actually have is light years ahead of this, like this helmet made by Palmer Luckey, the guy who invented the Oculus Rift VR headset at 19 years old. Sold it to Facebook for $2 billion, and now he's a contractor for the DoD under his own military tech defense company, Anduril. This special military helmet is called Eagle Eye, and it's basically God mode cheat codes for the army, giving the user a full-blown, state-of-the-art heads-up display like they're playing Call of Duty but in real life, showing them a live map, exactly where their friends are, their enemies, where their gun is pointed, built-in night and thermal vision, synced with overhead drones and every other helmet in the field, acting as a sort of singular hive mind, a unified consciousness, so that any information you see is shared with everyone else in real time. That
is actually impressive. Wow.
Isn't anything new. Years back, they showed us legit wall hacking technology called ENVGB, Enhanced Night Vision Goggle Binoculars, which uses special phosphorus technology to outline people and even equipment behind walls and through objects, like they're being highlighted for a special event in a video game. It's pretty clear how something like this would give soldiers a massive advantage in the field, but let me tell you, this isn't even the start. We got wall hacking, aimbot, full heads-up display, real-time tracking of friendlies, enemies, and objects, but what about that sonic weapon?
I can't wait to see that, but I feel like we already touched on it low-key. That skull-to-voice technology. That was back in 2002, 2003. There's no telling what they doing now. DARPA, man. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What is going on?
Those of you out there that keep lying like you're 2 years old, you won't admit the body's electrical, you don't admit the aura's a body part, so you make it pure hell to explain to people what their new graphene healthcare actually is. We try to explain to them their biosensors, you lie, you tell them there is no biofield, so then they're totally confused. And then they're like, well, how did you get the biosensors in us? You're in vivo, in situ, 24/7 with those biosensors since 2005.
I'm starting to think that they're connecting those helmets to these biofields. Like, what if they had a helmet that tapped into the cloud and then they could just see all the local biofields that's on the network, man? They wouldn't even... That's what AI would need to see. Now I'm thinking about it. You know, they can't see visually like how we can because, you know, we have a retina and actual eyes. What if AI needs to see? So it gets connected to the cloud like on some Skynet type stuff. And that's how AI is able to see now. It's not just listening to programs. It is connected to all the biofields that's connected to the cloud. Damn.
Amazon Shipping Services in 2021 got permission from the ultra-wideband frequency networks for your shipping and your W-band and to put those databases together for faster transit. Your body is used as a relay in cybersecurity between a drone and a striker with no humans involved. 2022. So if I were you and I was somebody that genuinely still sitting there really confused, the easiest way that any of us are going to be able to help you understand is if you start by admitting your body is electrical. Then you need to admit that you're a living antenna because human bodies are made of water, we're conductive, like it's just anatomy. And once you can do that, then you can understand all these jumps in technology and what the biocyber interface is about. It's not about just graphene. We have multiple metamaterials, and it's not about killing everybody all at once. That would be too obvious. It's about a new surveillance system that isn't new. It's been around for a long time, and other people in your intelligence community have tried to talk about it throughout the decades, and we just never hear from them again. They disappear. Wow. Those of you out there that keep...
You know who she reminds me of? Like a real-life Sarah Connor. You guys know what time it is. If you thought you weren't going to have another excellent specimen of the day today, think again. All right, feast your eyes on this amazing purple tanzanite fluorite. Very interesting piece. The rating I'm going to give this, I would have to give this a 8.7, and I will name it the Purple Heart. Very interesting lavender protruding through it. And I believe a couple octahedrals on that bad boy.
Problem of emotionally responding to pressures and doubting yourself, where you end up is lost in your imagination. And the only way that it's like a person being lost in their computer, or the maestro being lost in the band. He falls into the bandstand and he can't conduct.
He's into the pit, then that's
right.
It.
So when we fall into our imagination, when we become sucked into our thoughts, we start to worry our way out of problems. It gets worse. And the more worse it gets, the more we worry. The more we're not applying enlightened reason. We're only applying the figments of our imagination of answers we think are answers. So the secret is to learn to meditate with
now we're getting to meditation. Tell me the technique for meditation.
Yes, but the secret is, it's called practicing the presence.
Right.
If you are living in the past and then live in the future, you fail to see in the moment the clarity of in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So the secret is to learn not to live in your imagination, which wrong people in the world teach us to exercise.
So
They
you
want to
should be
control us.
thinking nothing then?
No, you don't think. You watch the thought that gets between you and your desire to stay in the moment, and you find yourself being carried away all the time. You can hardly stay in the moment.
And what do you do when those thoughts come in?
You become conscious they exist, and as you become conscious they exist, you'll notice your hand again, as though you were looking for the middle of your forehead, and your hand will start to glow warm. And the idea is to get your hand to glow warm, because what happens is that as you learn to stay in the moment more and more and more, there comes this reality that was never there when you were living in your imagination. And this reality starts to bear on your thoughts and become stronger than your thoughts. And it becomes your thoughts, and you become a clear thinker.
Is this self-hypnotism in a way?
No, it's dehypnotizing.
Yes.
See, because we come into the world in this mental, emotional state where we're sapped in to thinking. Hardly any person can sit down without he's into his thoughts, rolling along down the gutter of his thoughts. And the more you live in your thoughts, the worse things come. The worse your thoughts become. You even feel guilty for the kind of thoughts you feel, because you can't stop entertaining them. We're a victim. We're like a convict with a ball and chain.
So this is working.
And it's not helping. If you watch my last video that we getting hit with this skull to voice technology, so they imprinting the thoughts in our head, that's not helping at all. These nanobots that we're powering off our own piezoelectricity inside our body isn't helping either. Piezoelectricity, however they using our electricity, same way in the Matrix, where they were trying to use humans for batteries.
Toward rationality in the here and now. Total rationality.
Yes, you see, if I was a car mechanic and I opened the bonnet of my car hood.
I don't like bonnet.
Okay. And I look inside to see what's wrong. I know what's wrong because by virtue of my knowledge. A spark plug's out of order. I know it because it fits a pattern or doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have knowledge, I can't fix it because I don't know what's.
Well, what about aesthetics?
Well, I'm making a point. When you have this understanding that's common to all men, okay, and they're standing there in this inner light of understanding things without words, then you can see what's wrong with your life. You can see what's wrong with people. You can see what people are up to. You never get to see. You never get suckered into anything. You're in control of them because they can't control you.
Basically having discernment.
We are being warned. There won't be a time after digital ID is open for everyone that I will be able to tell you this. But we were warned, just the same as the disciples were warned, that you will not be able to buy or sell without the stamp, the mark of the beast on your forehead or your hand. We were warned and we didn't listen. The movies were warning us and we still are not listening, some of us. There may be nothing you can do after the fact or even before the fact, but we need to be praying about it. We definitely need to be getting our house in order while we still have one. So before I started this video, I asked God to lead me in the direction I needed to go because I need to get this out here to you guys. And it's still a lot of people that, don't believe it. And that's fine. You are entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. But trust and believe. This is already happening. This is not something down the road. This is not something, it's going to start happening in 2030. We got time. It's not none of that. It has been happening. I want to show you a series of clips to let you know. They were telling us in the movies what they were already doing, what they're going to do. So we're either going to get on board or we're not. And if you don't, be prepared for the consequences. And if you get on board, be prepared for the consequences. 17 years ago, this movie was made. 17 years ago. In 2008, this movie was made. And if you think the advancements are not there, that they don't have the capability, then you are lost in the sauce.
We had an FBI consultant on the picture telling me that they can use your ADT security box microphone to get your stuff that's going on in your house, or OnStar, they can shut your car down. And he told me that 1 in 5 phone calls that you make are recorded and logged. And I laughed at him, and then he played back a phone conversation I had 2 years prior. Come on, joining.
This next clip is going to be us. The minute they are at 100% capacity and they've done building their digital God, this will be us. But this was in 2008. So for us, it's going to be even worse. Because while they're just tracking movement and they know your everything that you're doing, they're literally talking about us with something. And they're going to start with the baby.
This is you. This is Jerry Shaw. A series of purchases, preferences, and quantifiable data points that we define as your personality. We monitor every social network, internet logs, instant and text messages, known associates, your friends, companions, emails received and sent, cell phone usage. We utilize security, surveillance, and traffic cameras to analyze movements. We use this data to form personality profiles. We know who you are.
He's 30 minutes late. Sam doesn't care.
We are everywhere.
What do you mean? Why do you keep saying we?
We, the people of the United States. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, all programmed options, sector searches, and downloaded points of data will lead to this central command.
Don't keep scrolling. Matter of fact, go ahead and share this out, because a lot of people need to take this test, and that is to ask
hit that like and subscribe button and go ahead and share this if you haven't already.
Themselves the question, what side are you on at the end of the day? Because your faith is going to be tested. Digital ID is going to change life as we know it. Humanity will not be the same. And for those who don't believe in it, you don't have to believe in it. You're about to see it. But I think even when you see it, you're still going to deny it, just the same as Peter, James, and John did with Jesus. You will deny what is right there before your eyes.
I believe Peter did it 3 times. How many times did Peter deny Jesus? 3 times.
You will deny it because you don't want to see it. You don't believe that this is going to happen. And yes, while people have been talking about this forever, is what I saw in my comments. No, people have been talking about this for hundreds of years, but in your lifetime, you're about to see exactly what it is written in the Bible to happen. You will get that mark on your forehead, and you will get it on or your right hand. You will receive that. And why do they come out?
Because I'm starting to think, like, what if it's just not a stamp? Like, what if it's like a Neuralink or, nanobots inside our head, so they're able to, I don't know.
After the children, well, because everybody knows that God loves the children. Protect the children. So they're going to come after what he
doing, right? Bill Gates is in Africa right now. He got this experiment where they're going to implant newborn babies in Kenya with this tracking device. And the Kenyan government is letting him do it.
Before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body.
Where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic or otherwise, as an ID that they should be able to be
There's no way. This can't be real.
identified digitally using their iris or their fingerprints, and we can transact without the necessity of people struggling to identify who they are.
We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and in little, we just shoot them right into the bank.
Plan will be to do what China is doing to their citizens right now. It will be done to us eventually. But we have a lot more that we have to get into control before they can get there. The plan is to eventually create these 15-minute cities. Let me show you what a 15-minute city actually means. What you'll get to do in this 15-minute city.
Taking place in China, it's called 15-minute cities, where in order for me to enter my apartment complex, I have to do a biometric scan. In order for me to leave my apartment, I have to do a biometric scan. That information gets sent to the government agency or police station, and it gets you logged in. So much so to the point where if you have a poor social credit score and you do a biometric scan and you want to get into your apartment, it says access denied. They don't even let you into your own home. It's getting really crazy. And you couldn't leave your apartment.
For one, the enemy knows the Bible better than you, better than me. They know the Bible. And they are changing everything. And if you don't believe it, fine, don't believe it. Don't prepare your mind. Don't prepare spiritually. Don't pray. Don't worship. Don't stock up your homes. Don't do any of those things. You sit and you wait. But while I'm being patient, because God said to be patient, I'm not just waiting for something to take control when God has control. I will not worship a digital God. But we all, in some form, have already started. We've already been branded. Small things.
I know it sounds crazy, but I remember watching a story with Elon Musk, and he said we're basically all like androids anyway. We gotta have our phone just to do anything. Like, make calls, text, all that stuff is you gotta have your phone. It's like you're missing if you don't. It's like a part of you's missing if you don't have your phone. Well, that's what he says, and that's actually how I feel sometimes, so she ain't lying. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research on everything.
It is easy. It is convenient. It will help you in your daily life. You'll have everything right there at your fingertips. You'll have that access. You won't need 11 items to fly on this plane. You won't need this, you won't need that. But guess what? You won't need money? So how am I buy food? How am I feed my family? Who gets ostracized from all of this? Because if you don't fit into the standard, you will be blacklisted. If you don't do what they say, you will be blacklisted. You may not be able to feed your family. You may not be able to feed yourself. So you ain't got to believe it. Just keep waiting. Keep waiting and not preparing. And see where that gets you.
This is sick. The surveillance state is coming for your children. Only reform will stop them. Apparently, the government is considering extending digital ID to children as young as 13.
A digital ID for every newborn. They want to streamline services, which is a bureaucratic code for we want to know everything about you from day one.
We already know how obsessed this government is with pushing through a digital ID for us adults so they can track and control our every move. What most people don't know is that they're already at it. But it's not us they've already got in their sights, in a bill, in Parliament right now. It's our children. Hidden under the very wholesome sounding Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill is a plan, a sinister plan to tag every single child at birth. They're going to give every single child in the UK what they're calling a single unique identifier. It's a number that will follow them through life to 18, but then it doesn't go away. I'll come back to that. And it's a lifetime ID linking health, education, schools, anything else that anyone feels is relevant to that child's.
Imagine that. Your newborn gets a dummy, a nappy, and a government lifelong tracking number before you've even left the hospital. They say it's about safety, but safety from what? A newborn identity fraud ring? Or maybe they just can't resist knowing absolutely everything they want to know about you from cradle to care home. This unique government identification number will link health services, education, social services, even legal status, making it a single source of truth throughout a child's life. Your newborn baby's identity will be stored in digital wallets, government apps and databases. Don't worry, they say your child's data will be safe. The same promise they say after every government data breach. And the best part, you won't be able to say no. If you want access to healthcare, education or benefits, then you'll need a digital leash. Let's call it what it is, the birth of Big Brother Jr.
Digital ID must be accepted by U.S. citizens by 2028 or risk exclusion from society. Stand up and...
That if you don't have the digital ID by 2028, you will be excluded from society. Anyone else find this a little bit concerning? They want us locked up, jabbed up, tracked and traced and living off low carbon crickets in a 15-minute smart city. It's all part of the mainstream agenda, and it's why you need to create independence.
What is this, Snowpiercer? He said protein insects. You know, shout out to Yehukanan. That's all he ate was locusts and honey.
From the mainstream system. It's why you need land. It's why you need water, energy and food security. And it's why you need a sovereign, like-minded community to ride out the storm with. Let's be real. We've got zero control over the mainstream agenda, but we've got 100% control over how we prepare for it.
And then we're going to have to make a decision. Do we obey God? Or do we obey presidents? And do we obey God even if it costs you? I'm talking to American, you know nothing about that. Do we obey God, watch this, even if it costs you your life? That's what they're going to deal with in the Great Tribulation, right? When the Antichrist comes to power, read your Bible. But they will have to make a decision. Following Christ will cost the majority of them, watch, their life. Do we take the mark of the beast? Do we not take the mark of the beast? If we don't take the mark, can't buy, can't sell, no house, no 401k, no job, no gas, no food, but I have Christ. Will Christ be enough for you? Nah, some of you can't handle that heat. You can choose between Christ and all discomfort.
What? No Wi-Fi and Roblox? Say it ain't so.
Christ and eating out of a trash can, or the Antichrist and have food in my fridge. How about that for a decision? Right? The conflict between God and government. This is the tension at the center of our text. You recall that when this text began, I told you that Jesus rides into Jerusalem in what will be the final week of his life. He rides into Jerusalem on a Sunday. He will be crucified on that Friday. He curses a fig tree as a sign of his denunciation of the nation of Israel. He goes to the temple and he cleanses the temple of, watch, financial corruption in the temple. He's trying to do that right now, trying to cleanse the American church of financial corruption. Don't tell me the Spirit of God said 28,000 of y'all got to bring me a seed for $4,000 right now. No, you lie on the Holy Spirit.
Sin feels like freedom until you try to stop. And here's why. Because sin will let you dance in it, laugh in it, and even preach in it, as long as you never ever try to leave it. And the moment you try to break up with it, it shows you it wasn't freedom at all. It was control. It was addiction, and it was a spiritual slavery, because Satan doesn't care that you're in it. He just panics when you try to come out of it. And that's why temptation feels light. But deliverance, now that feels like war, because freedom isn't proven when you start sinning. It's proven when you try to stop. And if you've been trying to stop and it's been fighting you, that means you're on the right track. Keep going, because Jesus breaks chains for real. And there's a prayer for that.
I just feel like people have been talking about this mark of the beast for so long. I think it already happened, you know? I don't know how they dispersing it, but I just have that feeling like it already happened or it's going on right now.
Parthenon, Athens, Greece. I'm only kidding. This is Nashville, Tennessee. The Parthenon, Athens, Greece. I'm only kidding. This is Nashville, Tennessee. Where are my naysayers? Sound off. Tell me why this makes sense to you. Tell me why half human, half horse people fighting, who are always so cool to me. I always wanted to be a half human, half horse.
I believe those are centaurs, as seen on Mortal Kombat.
I already got the big butt. Might as well give me the endurance of a horse. What is going on here? Why is that guy cold? Oh, Rome, Greece, Atlantis, everything in between, little people, huge swords. This guy, I'm just gonna lay over here. That's what I would do, buddy. Watch out for the flying BS and the...
I believe that is a griffin, if I'm not mistaken.
Lions.
Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you made it this far, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button, share it if you really enjoyed it, and be sure to drop the code word in the comments below. Today's code word is digital ID. Go ahead and drop that digital ID in the comments below. And that lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video and you really rock with your mans, and I want to say thank you. My apologies guys, I'm trying to go live, I really am. You know, I got some stuff I'm working on for you guys behind scenes. You're gonna love it. And yeah, I'm gonna try to get live soon here one of these days. But that's all we have for today's video. This was the most mysterious TikToks on the internet today. See you soon.